Hey, what's up guys? James Valens here, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to test your messenger chatbots, which is of course super important. So before you send anything live and you use any of your messenger bots, you're going to want to test them to iron out any bugs or any mistakes that you've made. Okay, so you can see here we've got ManyChat open and I've got my Facebook Messenger open over here, and we're going to go to the growth tools because we've got a reference growth tool that is has our messenger bots tips assigned to it. We're going to come to the setup, we're going to copy the URL, I'm just going to paste it into here, and then we're going to go through our flow and make sure that everything's working perfectly. Okay, so as you can see, Kamosi popped up here and we have our get started button, so I'm just going to click onto that. And then what will happen is we will have our messenger bots tips pop up. Okay, so you can say, hello and welcome to the special 5 Facebook Messenger Bot tips. That's good. For the next 5 days, we want to send you tips that you can use straight away with your messenger bots. And if you're not already all clued up with Facebook Messenger bots, we have a quick training tutorial, so click on the button below. And then as you can see, it delayed for around 6 to 7, 10 seconds maybe, and then we delivered our first tip, which was tell people what you're about. So in here, we're obviously saying that you want to make sure that people understand what you're all about. And then we want to show them some examples, so we're going to click show me. Here it's going to pop up. We're just making sure that they know that they can unsubscribe so that they've got full power. We've got this here, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the main menu. We'll give a little description. Then we're going to go to the next one, which is going to be the, once we've had that little bit of delay, our default reply. And then the last one is going to be our welcome message. And again, we've got a little bit of a delay there, and then it's going to pop up with our final default reply. Now you see, the great thing is that I've probably noticed now that we could lower the typing time a little bit there and make things a little bit faster. So it's great to go through your bot and to really see and check out what it's all about. Okay, so we've gone through that tip. Now in our flow, the next tip is going to come tomorrow, but we're going to come over to ManyChat. We're going to go to automation. We're going to come to our sequences. We're going to click on our 5 messenger bots tips. We're going to click on tip number 2. We're going to go to, we're going to edit the message, and then we're going to click preview up here. So what you can do here is it's going to click preview, and then you can see you don't have to wait another day. It's going to pop up straight away from you there. Again, you see, I've noticed I probably need to put a little bit more delay in there. So we've literally just finished this sequence. You guys have probably gone through it yourself. Again, we're telling them that they can unsubscribe. We're just saying it there for them. Messenger bot tip number 2. We want to say that the best thing to do is to use video, pictures, guides, tips, etc. So you want to provide the best value to your customers. And again, 502 subscribers. We've got that finished there. That's all working perfectly. The next one is going to come tomorrow. And again, so we've also noticed that I need to include a message in there that says, look forward to the next tip tomorrow. So you see, it's really, really good. You can check exactly where your tips are. So now we're going to have a look at tip number 3. So tip number 3, we're just going to edit the message. Then we're going to preview, and then it's going to fire off into here. So collecting information is our 3rd tip, which is really important. I'm sure you guys understand. 99% of the time they're interested in your brand, so we're going to carry on. So when you engage with your customers, make sure you gather some important information for them, i.e. emails. Collecting emails helps you to deliver the content to your customers. What's the next one? Getting feedback. Bit more information there. Using Messenger, you can ask important questions about the content you are providing, blah, 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 blah. Stay tuned for tomorrow's tips. So that one was a really good one. I had the tomorrow's in there. One thing to note is that you'll see on the right hand side here, we are tagging them with reached tip 3. So obviously it goes over a 5-day period. If we want to send something to somebody a little bit sooner than that, then we can segment people by reach tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, tip 4, whatever it is, so that we don't have to wait for them to go through the entire thing. So we've got that there. Okay, so we're going to come back to tip number 4. We're going to come into here, we're going to click edit message, we're going to click preview. Woe and behold, it's going to pop up into here. Tip number 4, using live chat. So obviously if you've got high ticket items, you can use live chat in order to answer customers' questions. How does this work? Again, you'll notice here we've got the actions popped up there. You'll notice here you can do this in different ways. You can do this in different ways. 3 seconds, you know, embedding it on your site. We've then got a little photograph so they can see which one they want to go for. And then, and here you see here, guys. So there's a mistake there again. We need to click on here, come down, continue to another step. I'm going to bring that into this message here. I'm going to publish that. We're going to preview it again. So this is the same tip that we're previewing after we've made our correction. How does this work? Wait 3 seconds, pop. Wait 3 seconds. That was more like 1 or 2. And then there you go. It's gone on to the next sequence. So you can see if you'd have launched that without double checking it, without doing the preview and coming in and having a look over here, there would have been some huge mistakes that would have been made. Stay tuned for tomorrow's final tip. So obviously, of course, you see there that that was a really important thing for us to spot. If we hadn't spot that, it would have broken the entire flow and they wouldn't have got the final bit of information, which would of course leave your customers confused and won't make them happy. So we're going to go into bot tip number 5. We're going to check this one out. We're going to edit the message. We're going to preview. You're going to come over to here. Building trust is our final tip. Building trust is essentially if you want to be successful. What's the secret to building trust? Okay, we come over to here. The secret of building trust is to be truthful and honest. Sounds silly, right? There are a lot of businesses out there. And again, you see I'm probably going to delay this for a little bit more. So for everything you expose your audience to, make sure you do truthful and honest, which of course is super important. It's going to gain you respect and it's going to give you more leverage with your customers and with your clients. So we've got, okay, thanks. And then we've got, okay, so you've been the total power of message bots. Now, both important is the revenue. How would your business look if you had constant open rates at 80%? So you see what we've done here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our potential customers into a new flow where it's going to send them straight into our webinar so they can have a look and they can learn how to build message bots themselves. So it's ridiculously powerful, super important that you preview all of your messages, you make sure you double check them, you go through, you have the customer experience, you try to see what works, what works, what doesn't work, where you can tweak things, and then you can go from there and it just makes the whole experience a lot better. So we've got we'll scroll back down. Wouldn't it just be amazing? Let's have a look at the new things work, and then you click on that and it will send them into the message. Now again, what's probably super important is as well, if you put a message afterwards the next day or maybe half an hour later and you ask for some feedback, you can do that and it's going to give some really, really useful and valuable information to you guys when you want to check that out. Okay, so the final thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to audience. We're going to click on myself, which is just here. And as you can see, so we tagged the subscribers and the customers into when we were going through these different tips, and now I've got these tags assigned to me: reach tip 1, reach tip 2, tip 3, and tip 4. So now that if I ever wanted to target myself over those certain points, then I can do that myself, which is just amazing. So that's it for this lesson, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next lesson.